Taking a look at the Lakers, they're not where they had planned to be at this point of the season, 10th in the West, and at the moment on the outside of the playoff picture, looking in. Coming down the stretch, a number of teams on the playoff bubble. Shaq, what can they do to close out strong?
Well, value not just every game. You have to value every possession.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, you've worked all year for this, so go get it, Ernie. Go out and get it. Grab it, bite it, eat it, go get it.
Wow.
How do you follow that up?
I don't know, but bubble teams, they don't have the luxury of resting players. That's the difference. You know, guys with nagging injuries, you got to play through that if you're on a bubble, because you got to get into that playoff.
Would you like to take a night off?
No.
How about you?
No, I don't like taking nights off. I'd like to play through all my nagging injuries.
Ernie, that's why we have 6 rings up here on this panel.
There's 6 between the 3 of us.
We don't ever take nights off. We play through the pain.
How many do you have? How many do you have, Jack? 2?
6.
Right, okay. Still 6. How many do you have? 4 and 2. Right.
Got it.
Got it.
I've got the same number of rings as Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's Noche Enavia, a celebration of the amazing Latin culture in this league and its fans all around the globe. A great tradition we get to enjoy. On with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan and a wonderful Kobe Bryant. Kobe, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of the team.
You're still a fan, aren't you, even though you're retired?
100%.
So for the Lakers, their last game, a loss to the Clippers.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that one got away from them because for long stretches, they were the better team.
Well, if you only looked at the stat sheet, you'd have a hard time figuring out how they lost it. I mean, it was a case of a few small things, some of the intangibles that didn't go their way in the end.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, we know how much of a trailblazer LeBron James has been. He's taken charge of his own free agency to ensure that he is almost always on a contender. He has made it clear he has no interest in being around mediocrity. Kevin?
You're right, D.A. He wants rings and nothing less. Kobe, you're so decorated in every way individually and as a teammate with the 5 championships. Of all the things, the All-Star games, the All-Defense, all the individual things you've accomplished, what is the one thing you might cherish? And you may have alluded to it with the championships, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but at the end of the day, is that the one thing above everything else that you covet?
No. You know, the fact that I can look in the mirror and honestly say I gave everything to the game. Right?
That was obvious.
That's the thing, right? You don't want to feel like you've left anything on the table. There's no stone left unturned. I gave everything to the game that I possibly could. That, to me, is the biggest accomplishment.
What a feeling.
Yeah.
Now, let's take a look at, and it's Jokic in at the center position. Now, here's Rondo, takes a 3, and it's Ingram missing. Martin with it. Murray kicks to Harris. Jokic passes to Harris. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. And Kobe, you think about playing the game. You don't miss the physical side of it, but I know the mental side was so big for you, especially as your career went on.
Well, yeah. Well, every season was a new puzzle, right? So it's, as a leader of the team, it's not so much about yourself. You have to put that to the side and think about how to put together the puzzle for your teammates. How do you put them in a situation where they're reaching their max potential?
Yes.
Right? That's what gets the championship done. So every season is exciting because the puzzle is new. Right? The emotions, the goals that your teammates have are all new. And so you have to figure out how can you put them in the best possible position to be successful and in turn help us win the championship.
It's a great explanation. Now here's Rondo. A 24-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. Rocket 6. Lets it fly. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Tipped away. Murray dishes to Harris. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Barton finds Jokic. Here's Murray up on top.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game. Hey, but unfortunately, they came up empty.
Let's talk about something that I know fascinates basketball fans, Kobe, having that competitive streak, which is something that runs deep for you. Talk about the desire to dominate and completely destroy your opponent.
Well, it's the spirit of competition, right? I don't think you're doing anybody any service by going out there and competing half-hearted. Right? If you truly respect the person that you're facing, then the right thing to do is to compete as hard as you possibly can against them to bring the best out of them. And that's on both ends of the floor. You can't be a one-way dominant player. You can't just compete on the offensive end and take it all from the defensive end. You got to play both sides of the ball.
Your motor never stopped. I mean, that's from our perspective on the sideline, watching you play on both ends of the floor, like you said.
Yeah, you got to keep going. And to do that, you have to train really, really hard in all season. I mean, that's a lot of conditioning. It's a lot of weight training, right? You have to train in extraordinary ways in order to do extraordinary things.
Man, it's so good to see LeBron James rise up with confidence from deep. That's a part of his game that he continues to improve on, and it's actually become quite efficient.
Now here is Harris. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game, and they pick up 2. Kobe, how important is it for young players to have mentors?
Oh, extremely important. I consider them the North Star. They're always there to provide guidance and kind of a map. Generally where you want to go, the direction you want to go. And I always felt muses were important because it will help me avoid some of the landmines that they may have stepped on and had to persevere through.
And gracious of you to become a mentor now for so many.
Well, it's part of the responsibility, I think, of giving back to the game, right? The game has given me so much. I've had great mentors in my life. I feel like it's important to pay it forward.
Now, here's Bullock. Following the miss by Gary Harris. Nice shot by James.
Man, you got to respect and appreciate how polished LeBron is inside. I mean, he really excels at creating opportunities for himself close to the rim.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately is really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
Group substitution here for the Lakers. JaVale McGee's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Mike Muscala comes in for James. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Ingram. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Reggie Bullock. Big group substitution here for Denver. Plumlee, he's checked in for Millsap. Torrey Craig comes in for Barton. Malik Beasley, he's checked in for Gary Harris. And Morris subbed in for Murray. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Beasley against Caldwell Pope. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass there. Beasley kicks to Morris. Jokic passes to Craig. And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That's his first foul. Craig passes to Beasley. Shot clock at 6. Here's Craig. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Here's Jokic. Lays it up off the glass. Jokic has got 6 points.
How about that persistence there? Jokic refusing to give up on the glass.
Kicks to Rondo. Pass to McGee. To Rondo. Puts it up from 12. Hooked away. At the end of 1 quarter of play. Still a close game. Nuggets lead by 2. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. That is the thing I play like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old. I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion. I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal.
I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina, becoming an annual tradition as always here on 2K Sports, and always exciting. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
You know, Greg, I love watching this team get after it on defense. I mean, they play with a bit of edge and nastiness.
Rondo and Caldwell-Pope in the backcourt. Mike Muscala out there with Hart. And it's McGee in at the 5, down low. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Here's Hart. 17 points in his last outing. There'll be a lot of guys, once they stop playing, their bodies change. Yeah. Yet they still have the ailments.
That's generous.
Yeah. But a lot of guys have ailments that linger on through their post-career. What kind of workout? We know you were just a workout fiend when you played, but what about now in retirement?
I work out hard.
Do you?
Yeah, it's become a challenge. Because most players, when they retire, say, you know what, I just don't want to gain a boatload of weight. Right? And so they just try to manage that. I don't want to manage something. I want to attack something. So I'm going to say, you know what?
Well, that's a surprise.
Revelation. And so I said, I'm going to train harder than I ever did because I want to look good. I want to be fit for my children. I want to be at some of these retirement ceremonies or some of these other things.
And looking like you did when you played.
Being in great shape.
Yeah. So. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvement. He said, the drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better. It's gotten me this far. Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you. And the turnover again by Denver. And Kobe, you're staying in shape even now. Isn't it sad sometimes to see how a lot of guys don't do that?
Yeah, it's hard, right? Because you have a purpose to train.
Yes.
And now you wake up, you're like, oh, what's my purpose for training? What I need to do this week? No, I'll do it tomorrow. No, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And all of a sudden, those handles start creeping from the back to the front. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tomorrow's today.
My clothes don't fit.
Yeah.
My clothes don't fit.
Tomorrow should have been yesterday.
There'll be a lot of teams now playing a more spread-out offensive style. You played with a spread form, Robert Horry, Odom. You also played with more of a twin tower feel on your roster. Which way would you lean when you think about those different styles?
That doesn't matter to me.
You like them all?
Yeah, it just depends on the personnel that you have.
Right.
And with the personnel that you have, you make the most out of it.
That puzzle you keep talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, every puzzle's built different.
Right.
Right? You just try to do what you can with what you have. So it doesn't matter.
And you like that figuring out process.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Even though you're the same, you've got to kind of adapt now what's on your roster.
Yeah, you have to be able to adapt to the players that you have around you. What do they need? And as long as the leader of the team can make that shift, they'll be fine with whatever they have in their roster.
Great description. Now here's Thomas. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And it's JaVale McGee with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for JaVale McGee. Brandon Ingram comes in for Mike Muscala. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Hart. The Nuggets also changing it up. Paul Millsap is checked in for Jokic. Martin comes in for Torrey Craig. And it's Jamal Murray in for Malik Beasley. Thomas. That's short off the rim. Lakers have gotten 4 of the first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. That's the Bullock. We've got 1:55 left in the first half. James in the post. Working on Plumlee. No good from LeBron. Barton finds Thomas. Knocks it loose. And here's James outside. Buries the long-range jumper. James has got 5 points now this quarter. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming.
It's been a real pleasure having you stop by our booth and spending some time with us for this game. Thanks again for coming by. I hope we can do it again.
We will, man. It's been a blast.
There he is, folks, the great Kobe Bryant. And you know, Clark, thinking back on Kobe's legacy to the Lakers and how great of an impact he had in that team, very few players have that kind of relationship with a franchise.
And you know, Kevin, with free agency, it's getting more and more rare for a player to spend their entire career with one team as Kobe did with the Lakers. I have a special place in my heart for those kind of guys, one franchise superstar. And not to begrudge guys for going elsewhere and playing for multiple teams, but it does certainly make it a little more special when you see guys the ilk of Kobe play with only one team.
Murray, good.
And even at 6'5", that's not a giant by any means. Murray elevates high inside for these buckets. He's a high percentage shooter down low for sure.
Thomas against Caldwell Pope. And there's the pass to LeBron. Over Millsap. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in.
You know, Millsap is one of the tougher defenders in the league, and you can see why. He's physically smart, he's tough, he's not easy to go up against.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Los Angeles on top. They finish off the second quarter on a 14-6 run. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Are you getting the ball where you want to get it, and is that helping you score?
I'm very pleased with my individual performance right now, but not so pleased with how I'm trying to help our teammates. I got to do a better job of trying to get our teammates in the flow as well as keep myself in a good group too. So hopefully I'll do a better job of that in the second half.
We'll see how it goes. Thanks, LeBron. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
a dandy.
My third grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
So this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
What's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool line.
Got it.
A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. They look like a more focused team in the second quarter, and what was an early deficit for them has turned into a 3-point lead at the break. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
I love it. You know why I love it, Ernie? Because they're getting the ball inside and converting. Not just sitting back behind the line shooting threes, but unable to lock in on anything. Get it in, we'll kick it back out, then you shoot it.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Denver, Harris and Barton, the two wings. Inside, it's the talented pair of Millsap and Jokic, and it's Murray in at the point. Lakers leading by 3.
And Nikola Jokic came late to the game. He actually grew up horse racing. Finally started playing organized hoops at the age of 16. You never know it, but one of the most skilled big men the league has to offer.
Got to find a way to energize themselves, get going. 0 for 3. They're looking for their rhythm right now.
Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. That free throw missing.
Kyle Kuzma is a guy who burst on the scene during his rookie year and is a fun player to watch. He's a guy that really has an outstanding all-around game.
And he sinks the second. Pass to Bullock. And it's Rondo in the corner. About 1 minute play here in the second half. 6 to shoot, and it's sent back by Millsap.
Can't ignore Millsap's defensive instincts. Excellent timing, rising up to block shots.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Now, here's Kuzma. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And they get one. Now, 1 of 5 here in the third.
Josh Hart, he's checked in for the Lakers. The Nuggets also comes in for Barton. And Morris subbed in for Millsap. The Lakers with LeBron wasted no time trying to surround him with free agent signings, Greg, to help round out the supporting cast.
Names came in rapid succession after LeBron committed. Caldwell Pope, Rondo, Stevenson all joined in short order. We'll see how far this team goes, but you cannot deny how interesting things have gotten with this roster.
Morris looking for Harris. He gets it there. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Harris has got 5.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Hits it from three-point range. Rondo's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Nuggets have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Millsap kicks to Morris. That's good, and it's Millsap with the assist. Morris has got the game tied up here for Denver.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Now here's James. 10 points for him. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Lakers. JaVale McGee's checked in. Gala in for LeBron. Denver on D. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Hart, no good.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
And stolen by Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
Well, you've got to be attentive around Kuzma. You can't be casual. He's excellent at gambling appropriately and coming away with steals.
Now, here is Morris. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Harris's shot is off. Los Angeles has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. And it's sent back by Millsap. The shot's good from McGee. And Denver has possession. 4-point game. Down low. And Jokic slams it in.
And this is why Jokic is a star in this league. I mean, he's a top-tier center, and he can carry a team when he needs to.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Making a change here. Caldwell Pope checked in. And then for Denver, Torrey Craig comes in for Harris. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Morris. 1:04 left to play here in the third. McGee, the pass to Kuzma. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And what a draft day steal for the Lakers. Were able to get Kyle Kuzma, who had been drafted 27th overall.
Yeah, Kuzma came into the league far more polished than anyone expected. And you have to credit the young man's hard work and how he was able to make such a big splash that rookie year. And with how hard he works, Kuzma player in this league for a long time.
He's off on the first. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for the Lakers. And a switcher also for Denver. Murray's checked in for Torrey Craig. He hits the second from the line.
And, you know, it was clear early on that Kyle Kuzma is going to be a great scorer. He had no problem putting up big numbers in his rookie season. And many feel, and I'm with them, this is just the start. And he has plenty of upside in other areas of his game. This guy is all-star caliber in time.
Now, here's Kuzma. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go. Good on the shot. Kuzma's got the lead up to 5 now for Los Angeles. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up toward the Denver Nuggets. To the inside, Jokic. The Lakers with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Pass to Bullock. Back to Caldwell Pope. For Murray. Offline. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Lakers on top, up 5. Live from the source. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense too, Greg. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Lakers leading by 5. Mike Muscala out there with JaVale McGee. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the shooting guard. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Now, here's Bullock. Here's Muscala. And that one is hammered home.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Here's Murray following the bucket by the Lakers. And the shot goes in.
Good concentration by Murray.
Los Angeles has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. And McGee kicks the bullet. Back to McGee, pass to Kuzma. Clock at 4. Here's Caldwell Pope. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Caldwell Pope, the Georgia product, when he's on the floor, it's for his defense. Can give you a handful of points, but what he takes away with defense is far more significant. One of the better perimeter defenders since entering the league.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Lakers.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
That free throw good from Caldwell Pope. And with Caldwell Pope in his defense, he can guard any type of perimeter player.
Yeah, I mean, he has the long arms to bother small forwards and fast feet to stay with point guards. Really gives a lineup a lot of options in terms of matchups when he's on the floor. Great instincts on defense, and it's very hard to shake as he'll hound you with screen. And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Now here's Thomas. Outside Millsap. Murray, the pass to Jokic. And it's off from three-point range. Lakers lead by 7. Jokic with the steal. And here is Murray. Martin in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Connects from three-point range.
Millsap this time with the catch and fire, showing off his versatility.
James finds McGee. Back to James. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Free throw good, LeBron.
And really no better leader in the NBA than LeBron. The closest thing to a player coach we've had in a long time.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Caldwell Pope. Harris is checked in for Isaiah Thomas. And James drills them both. And here are the Nuggets now. Murray kicks to Jokic. The kick out to Barton. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
Hey, when you look at Jokic, forget about calling him a good passing big man. He's a great passer, period.
Rondo dishes to James. And it's sent back by Jokic. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. On defense, Denver. They trail by 3, and the foul on Jamal Murray. That's his first foul. Shoots from 12. Walked again, and he's able to get it back. And LeBron throws it down. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Murray kicks to Jokic. Stolen by McGee. James right side. And the basket is good. And now a 7-point Los Angeles
gets going. There's no stopping him. Just a dynamite scorer who feels he can get any shot he wants.
Good on the triple.
Jamal Murray proving he's not afraid of the big moment. Big time shot there.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're ahead by 4. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
And tell you what, he's worked very hard to get himself in good position throughout the course of this game. And that comes across in his shooting percentage. He's hit over half his shots from the field. And that's not because he got hot as much as it's because of the effort he put in to get himself open.
Under David Aldridge.
Kevin, I listened in on what Luke Walton said to his team. He told his team to keep looking for those perimeter shots. He said their defense is not respecting us, so let's keep shooting until they come out on us, guys.
Now here's James. Shot clock at 6. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Jokic. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And he is unable to get the second one. The Nuggets trail by 5. Down low, here's Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Harris, when it's a crucial possession, he amps up his game.
James against Wilson. James, the pass to Rondo. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
He just lives for the moment. Rondo there coming up big time for his team when they need it most.
Time call here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. 1:07 left here in the fourth quarter. Jokic. Rondo with
Home on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Now here's Murray. Now Jokic, Barton, wide open, he fires, and another miss by Denver. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock. Not completely over, but it's getting close.
Yeah, this one is ready to be put on ice. Not a whole lot they can do from here.
Harris with it. He's guarded by Bullock. In the corner, Murray with it. Millsap trying to get open. And again, Denver no good. And here's Los Angeles now. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Now here's LeBron. And so Los Angeles takes the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on. But let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, LeBron, congrats on the win. What do you think made the difference tonight?
Defense. For a long time, we have to defend at a high level. We've been doing that.
It does start at that end, LeBron. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.